President Donald Trump's consistent message has been that he intends to make America great again, but as a side benefit of that goal, his successful efforts at doing so will inevitably result in making the rest of the world great as well. According to the Washington Examiner, one of the methods by which Trump intends to reshape the future of the United States is by way of outer space, specifically through the return of a manned mission to the Moon, followed by a manned exploration of Mars and, eventually, to parts unknown. Americans have set foot on the Moon 6 times in our nation's history, with the first mission in 1969 and the last mission in 1972, 45 years ago. No other nation has sent a manned mission to the Moon, although China has expressed an intent to do so in the not-too-distant future. The first step toward reaching those goals is to shift U.S. space policy, given that former President Barack Obama effectively crippled NASA and the space program during his 8 years in office. However, Trump changed that Monday via the unveiling of a document titled Space Policy Directive 1, which will essentially chart a course to the Moon, Mars, and the rest of our solar system. The directive I'm signing today will refocus America's space program on human exploration and discovery, stated President Trump during the SPD-1 signing ceremony at the White House, according to NPR. The president made the announcement while standing beside Apollo 17 astronaut Harrison Schmitt, who was one of the last 2 humans to set foot on the Moon. Trending, interviewer asks brainy harassment victim about more, gets nightmare response. This time, we will not only plant our flag and leave our footprint, we will establish a foundation for an eventual mission to Mars and, perhaps someday, to many worlds beyond, added Trump. Of course, like everything else proposed by the government, funding will be an issue, not to mention a mode of transportation. NASA currently lacks a space shuttle, and instead relies upon Russian capsules for transporting people and goods to the International Space Station, which circles the globe in low Earth orbit. That said, NASA is developing plans to construct a sort of outpost in orbit around the Moon called the Deep Space Gateway, and is currently building a new rocket and deep space capsule that should begin making test flights in 2019. Meanwhile, the private company SpaceX already has operational rockets and capsules, and stands ready to begin making private orbits around the Moon in 2018. They have also contracted with NASA to begin ferrying astronauts back and forth from the space station in 2018 as well. According to Space.com, NASA and the broader commercial space industry couldn't be more thrilled at Trump's signing of SPD-1, which will restore American leadership in space. NASA looks forward to supporting the president's directive, strategically aligning our work to return humans to the Moon, travel to Mars and opening the deeper solar system beyond, stated Robert Lightfoot, acting administrator of NASA. This work represents a national effort on many fronts, with America leading the way. We will engage the best and brightest across government and private industry and our partners across the world to reach new milestones in human achievement, Lightfoot continued. Our workforce is committed to this effort, and even now, we are developing a flexible deep space infrastructure to support the steady cadence of increasingly complex missions that strengthens American leadership in the boundless frontier of space. We support the President and Vice President's vision and commitment to return America to the Moon, read a statement from Lockheed Martin, who has been contracted to construct the new Orion multi-purpose crew vehicle for space flights. A lunar mission with today's technology would further our understanding of the Moon's history and resources. Related, Clinton Tide Insider, MSM planning to out up to 30 congressional members, and it will build a strong foundation that will not only accelerate the U.S. to Mars and beyond, Lockheed Martin's statement added. It will foster a thriving new space economy that will create jobs and drive innovation here on Earth. With the Orion Deep Space Vehicle and our prototype orbital lunar habitat making outstanding progress, we are ready to help the nation achieve this bold new vision. Trump also received high praise for the move from various groups in the private commercial space industry, such as the Commercial Spaceflight Federation and the Coalition for Deep Space Exploration, not to mention members of Congress on space-related committees that will have a say in appropriating the funding necessary for the bold venture. Trump is making America great again, and in the process he is aiming to make the Moon, Mars, the rest of Earth and the entire solar system great as well. Please share this on Facebook and Twitter so everyone can see how Trump just directed NASA to partner with private interests to hasten America's return to the Moon, with a goal towards one day setting foot on Mars. What do you think of Trump's directive? Scroll down to comment below.